Jason, happy Saturday, by the way.
Happy Saturday.
When are we going to tell people about what this telly is?
In Retro Collectors, Greg.
When's that coming, Jason?
Very, very soon. In today's show, in the meantime, we're talking about 80s technology that changed our lives, Greg.
Mm.
Haven't you got something between your legs?
Yes. I'm not getting that out.
No, the thing that's down there.
Oh, you mean this here?
Yes.
Yes.
The Sinclair ZX Spectrum 48K. A full 48K of RAM.
48K?
Can you believe it?
I don't know what that means.
This literally changed my life, Greg.
Well, I had this because it was the added cassette player added on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I have to say, my memory of this isn't very good because I had the +2
with the tape player
attached, and with the gun that you could shoot on Operation and all that.
And then it had been bought by Amstrad after that, and they were making that.
That's what I remember the most. But I did have this, but I don't remember it.
Well, I actually remember the one before this, Greg, the ZX81, which was a little smaller unit with touch-sensitive keys that weren't really touch-sensitive.
Oh, the padded one.
It was horrible.
Oh, is that padded? That's padded.
You know, these are rubber. They were like touch-sensitive, and it didn't really work. But before that was the ZX80, and I don't quite remember that one. That was a little bit before my time. But this one was the one that we really went to town on. We started doing our own programmes and stuff like that. We used to get the magazine, Sinclair magazine, and type in the code for days, and then press enter, and it'd run a little stick game or something like that. If only I'd continued down that road, Greg, I could have been one of those bedroom coders who made millions of pounds selling their games.
Yeah, but we would never have met then, Jason.
And we wouldn't be doing this.
No.
Anyway, the ZX Spectrum sold in its millions, Greg.
Did it?
It could be hundreds of thousands, but I'm saying millions.
It had to be millions,
because
didn't
hundreds of thousands are those things that you sprinkle over the top of.
Are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. Clive Sinclair bought this computer out, and this is where gaming really started in this country, isn't it?
I think you're getting quite emotional about this, Jason.
I am a little bit.
You've stopped and started a bit
taking me back.
Oh,
taking
yeah?
me right back, Greg.
Has it?
But just think about the games that came with it. Do you remember, like Checkered Flag, Horace Goes Skiing, School Days,
Ghostbusters? That was a great game. Loved Ghostbusters.
Was that on the 128K though? Did that come out for 48K?
Do you know? I don't know.
But anyway, this was where it all started in this country for gaming. In America, it was console, I believe, until the video game crash in 1983. But this is where it all started in this country.
What's the crash?
Oh, that's a whole other video, Greg.
Oh.
We were playing games on our computers. This, the Amstrad, the Commodore VIC-20, then 64. But we were buying the games on cassette, weren't we, Greg?
I love the Commodore.
They were all brilliant.
Brick House, what a great song that was.
No, the computer, the Commodore 64, not the Commodores.
Oh.
Anyway, if you would like to know any more about the history of the ZX Spectrum, which, by the way, celebrated its 35th birthday last week.
That's
35 years, Greg.
Wow.
Makes you feel old, doesn't it? There was a brilliant docudrama made by the BBC called Micromen, and it starred the guy off of Pointless, not you, Alexander Armstrong, and Martin Freeman.
Yeah.
And it was about the rivalry between Acorn and Sinclair, and it was brilliant. Really tells the story of how this was made and everything. Go and check it out.
Well, you say that, go and check it out, but do BBC advertise us?
No.
So let's not bother.
Alright, don't bother.
Don't bother.
Slightly ahead of our time.
The first personal stereo, Greg, was called the Stereo Belt, and it was invented by a West German Brazilian inventor, Andreas Pavel, in 1977.
West German Brazilian?
Yes. I wonder what his accent was like. I was 1.
I can't do it.
When that first personal stereo came out, Greg. What were you?
Probably minus... What year was it?
77.
Oh, -4.
Anyway, it soon became very popular, and by the mid-80s...
I was -3. Just to make yourself feel... Wait, you feel better now, don't you?
No. By the mid-80s, we all had one and wouldn't go anywhere without them. Loved my personal stereo. Look how it has developed into the iPod.
Do you know what makes me giggle?
What?
You know the headphones that you used to have with a little bit of metal going around there?
These ones here, yeah.
Well, they got bigger and bigger, didn't they? And then that became... When you had them on, you looked a bit of a geek. But now they're all in again.
Oh, yeah.
They're all walking around with the big headphones.
Walking around with the over-the-ear headphones.
Yeah.
So, that was the personal stereo cassette player.
That was the personal stereo
cassette player.
Shaping up your video is as easy as this with the HR7100 video recorder from JVC. With color-coded feather touch controls, fast shuffle search, a 10-day timer, and full-function remote control. JVC's HR7100 is simply great video, and its very affordable price makes it great video value too. The HR7100, simplicity in motion from JVC.
Now, I've saved this one till last, Greg. Because...
We're on a hill. I seem to be rolling backwards here.
Because this one really did change my life when I was a child. No, not her.
She changed my life.
She did have quite an impact on my life.
Oh no, my wife watches this. No.
But through this medium, she had an impact on my life. I'm talking about, Greg, the big box VHS.
Yeah.
Because I have got a bit of a thing.
You have got a bit of a thing
for big box VHS. I'm not necessarily talking about the big box VHS, I'm talking about the invention of the home video recorder.
Well, why didn't you whop one out?
Because I haven't got one here, and at the time they weighed an absolute ton.
Yeah, they did. Did you have one of the ones at the top?
Yeah.
Top loader?
It was like a 3-man lift. And you had 2 of you to press the buttons down.
It's funny, because we got burgled years and years and years ago, and they never took the video.
Because they couldn't carry
it.
And you used to have a remote control on a wire.
Yeah, that was amazing on the wire.
But it wouldn't quite reach to where your sofa was.
So you might as well just go and press it anyway.
So you just have to get up and press it.
In fact, I remember it only being that far away.
Yeah.
The same length that your arm can reach it.
My dad had a remote control. Go and change the channel. I was the remote control.
Oh.
See what I mean, Greg? You weren't following me there, were you?
No, I thought you were off again.
But anyway, back to the conversation in hand. The VHS recorder. There she is. I believe that's a Betamax.
Oh, you really have got a thing for big box VHS videos and videos in general, haven't you?
The first home video recorder, Greg, I believe came out far before the 80s. I'm going to have a look on my database here.
Seem to be slipping here, Jason.
It's called Wikipedia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was brought out in the UK in 1963, and that was the first home video recorder in 63.
63?
It cost...
Was colour TV out then?
No.
That's amazing.
It cost £60, which is the equivalent to approximately £1,100 today. So it didn't really take off, and that's why it didn't take off until the late 70s and early 80s. But I remember our first video shop opening in town where we lived. I lived in a tiny little town. No cinema, no chance of going to the cinema.
We know, Jason. We know the story. I've told this
story before. And anyway, the video shop opened, and suddenly I had access to all of these films, which now lives inside my iPad.
Yeah, you can watch them all on here.
I know. Could you imagine when you were in the video shop on a Friday or Saturday night, if somebody had walked in with an iPad and gone, all of this, it's on there. It would have blown your mind.
And them videos that was behind the counter. You can have all them there as well.
And at the time, we hired a film on the strength of that.
Yeah?
On the back of the video case. We would read it and go, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Superman 4, I mean, I remember going into the video shop every week, and bless my parents. My dad said, do you want to try anything else? Any of the ones? No, Superman 1, 2, 3 or 4.
So,
So,
Last week... Oh,
it was deep again, wasn't it?
has it broken?
Oh, I think it's happening. 36.
We launched our Patreon page last week, Greg.
Last week.
And I'm very pleased to say that some of our viewers have pledged towards our Patreon,
I can't believe it.
to which we are very, very thankful.
We are.
If you like what we do here at Tea and Toast, head over to our Patreon page. You can get access to some exclusive content.
Oh, you mean
That's
the...
just for them,
Yeah.
for people who've pledged. You could get hold of some Tea and Toast stickers, or you could get yourself a T-shirt.
We're going to start wearing them, aren't we?
Who knows?
I love it. I love that idea.
But I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you to those who've pledged to our Patreon so far. It really will help us continue to develop the show, won't it, Greg?
It will, yes. You're smiling.
Oh,
I've got you some paracetamol over there, Jason.
I can't take them.
Why?
Too big. I can't swallow them paracetamol tablets.
I'll crush them down for you.
A bit of milk on a spoon.
You are a loser, aren't you? 2 ducks are swimming in a river. Jason. One says to the other, "That new film's out today. I'm going to fly to the cinema. Are you coming?" The duck replies, "You go ahead. I think I'm going to stream it."
So the farts are long gone. Oh, you haven't.
Yeah, carry on.
We've moved on to burps. If you're a regular viewer, you will know that we spent quite a few immature weeks.
It won't stop again. Which one is it?
Just put it down, Greg.
I'll put that, Jason.
Anyway, we want you to send us
I didn't press it, Jason. I didn't press it.
your burps. When you feel a burp coming, feel one brewing up, get your phone out, switch your camera around to film yourself, press the button and film that belch.
Have you heard yourself?
Yes. We have received several burps, Greg.
Have we really, honestly?
Yes, honestly.
We've got burps.
Yes. And when we receive a few more, we will start the burp telethon.
The burp-tron?
The burp-tron.
Yes.
And we will show the best burps on our screen. This is groundbreaking stuff.
Jason.
Yes, Greg.
Can we talk about games consoles?
If you want.
Because I don't think I've ever mentioned this. I have a particular favourite console, and as probably they know, but I don't know whether I've told you before. My favourite video games console was, of course, the Super Nintendo. And as we all know, Jason, the Super Nintendo was the best, hands down, of them all. Better than the NES, better than the Mega Drive, the Master System, the lot.
Well, now the SNES
Fact.
was technologically better than the NES. Obviously, because the SNES was a 16-bit machine and the NES was an 8-bit machine. However, when you talk about the impact it had on the video game industry, Greg, nothing had more of an impact than the NES. Because, let me tell you, my friend, the Nintendo Entertainment System saved the video game industry in America in 1983. After the crash, they single-handedly brought back the video game industry with the Nintendo Entertainment System, thus paving the way for the SNES, Greg. Without the NES, there would be no SNES, or Mega Drive, or any of those Sega ones either, Greg. So let me tell you which is the best console. The NES is the best console.
Anyway, Jason, the only reason I was bringing this up is just
Yeah.
it's just that they're bringing something out, aren't they?
Oh, they are,
It
yeah.
was only a segue into that, Jason. I didn't realise you get so hot-headed about it.
Sorry. The mini NES came out last year, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which was a big hit, and has now been discontinued.
Yeah, they've
which
stopped it.
means the one that we bought is worth a few pounds, Greg.
Can't wait to sell it.
But they have announced that they are bringing out a mini SNES.
This is brilliant. Now, I'm really excited about this more than the NES. It's the age difference again, Jason. I know it's only a few years, but them few years are different consoles.
So,
So,
What games would you like to see on the mini SNES, Greg?
I want to see, you know, it's up there, isn't it? We had the Super Nintendo. I had the big box with all the Marios in. There was Super Mario 1, 2, 3, and the Lost Levels and all that.
Mario All Stars.
All Stars. It was brilliant. I want all them on there. I want Operation Wolf. Is it Wolf?
Super Return of the Jedi. That's got to be on there.
What's that?
Yeah, it's a good game.
What was it?
Star Wars. Oh, Greg has never seen Star Wars.
And Mario Kart obviously was on there. But I think my favourite game, it had to be the WWF Royal Rumble.
What?
It was brilliant.
Those wrestling games were terrible.
No, this was great. It was like a new, I don't know, it was a new style of it because it was the Royal Rumble as well, and they had chairs involved in it as well.
I don't remember. We'll have to see a clip.
All right.
One, two.
That is it, Greg.
That's it.
That's it for today. It is all over for today. We would like you to send us any emails that you've got to tnt@totgu.com.
It's not on there anymore.
Oh, that's blank now.
It's blank.
That's turtnet@turtgut.com. Don't do it, Greg. If you'd like to get in touch with us, do that. Or we are on Twitter @TooOldToGrowUp. Not today, Greg.
Hi there. I'm just wondering. Pow! I'm just wondering if Greg can hit you over the head with the sign.
No, he can't.
Okay, then bye.
Can we go now?
We can go now, yes, Jason.
We'll see you on Wednesday.